content update. There is a lot of frenzy about this update right now. A lot of panic, a lot of anxiety among the SEOs. There are people who are actually deleting their content from their websites. They are deleting blog posts so that they can escape this update, which is rolling out next week. I thought I will share my views on this update before it starts rolling out next week. Today is 20th of August 2022. So I'm recording this video just before this update gets rolled out. Whatever we are going to discuss in these videos are assumptions, predictions, what could happen when this update is rolled out. So make a note of that. I'm assuming this video is going to be a lengthy one, so let's figure out what exactly I'm going to discuss in this video. So the first thing which I'm going to discuss in this video is the breakup of helpful content update post released by the Google. We'll discuss what it exactly means, future of AI content and AI tools. Should you remove the content to be on the safer side? What happens if you get hit by this update? Future of on-page SEO tools like Phrase, Surfer SEO, role of search intent in future, PBN supported sites and link sellers, backlink sellers, informational-centric websites that are solely monetized by ads and they don't have any affiliate content. Are they also going to be hit by this update? If you get hit, will you get a manual penalty for this update in your GSC? Does this update kill smaller sites and we will see big authority websites ruling the SERPs? And finally, do we see a comeback of traditional style of writing backed by thorough research? So we have a lot to cover. Let's begin. So on 18th of August, Google released a blog post which has details about this upcoming update. So let's check the key highlights of this update and what does it exactly mean for us as SEOs. The first one is focus on people first content. So what does this exactly means? So they are saying, do you have any existing or intended audience for your business or your website that would find content useful if they came directly to you? So they want your website to be as useful as a first thing that comes to their mind if they are searching for a certain type of information on a certain kind of niche. Is your website can be a go-to option for them? That you need to answer honestly. Does your content clearly demonstrate first-hand experience and in-depth knowledge? For example, expertise that comes from having actually used a product or a service or visiting a particular place. So the idea behind this is that you cannot check out SERPs, find out what all websites are ranking, what all headings, subheadings, what type of content they are using, and you can just reframe it or rewrite it using AI tools or manually without adding any additional value, without adding any proof that you have actually visited that place or you have actually reviewed that product. So now this shouldn't come as a surprise because this was already there in their product review guidelines. So does it mean those guidelines have not been implemented in previous updates? So I have little doubt on that because this cannot be a totally fresh new update. There are a lot of things which I have found out are overlapping with the previous updates. So the next one is, does your site have a primary purpose or a focus? This is the question you need to answer. Are you very specific with a certain kind of a niche, or you are writing all sorts of articles without projecting some sort of authority and boundaries toward a certain niche? So let's say if you are writing about electronics, are you a big authority enough to write all about electronics? Are you writing about electronics like washing machine, laptops, cameras? There are a whole lot of electronics. Are you writing about everything and hoping something would click? So they want sites which have a good focus on a certain kind of niche. So what that niche could be, that's what we really need to figure it out. After reading your content, will someone leave feeling they learned enough about a topic to help achieve their goals? So this comes again as somewhat about search intent as well as the quality of the content. When I am reading a certain blog post, if I am honest about it, even if I have written it, am I feeling comfortable that I have given enough value, enough information that if somebody else is reading it, he will feel satisfied, okay, whatever I am looking for is there in this website or in this blog post? Or do I really have to search more to find more information? So Google can figure out these, let's call it symptoms, that this blog post is fulfilling the search intent properly or not. Now, it really doesn't matter whether you are using AI content or you are using your own writing skills. And lastly, in this section is, are you keeping in mind our guidelines for core updates and for product reviews? Again, these are related to the previous updates which have come up in the last 1 or 2 years. So the another section is, avoid creating content for search engines first. So this is really important because a lot of SEOs, a lot of affiliate websites are writing content majorly for search engines. There are very few people who are writing for actual users. Probably there might be few influencers who might be using Instagram or YouTube. They are actually reviewing the product and giving enough proof that they are reviewing a product. But for solely the bloggers, they are majorly writing for search engines, and that is what they want to nail it down. So what are they saying in this? Is the content primary to attract people from search engines rather than made for humans? I think that's what we discussed right now. So they are also saying the same thing. Are you writing for search engines or for humans? Are you producing a lot of content on different topics in a hope that some of it might perform well in search results? So that is what the example which I gave on electronics. You're writing on laptops, you're writing on digital cameras, hoping something would click. You're writing about kitchen appliances, hoping that might click. So you need to have some sort of a focus when you are starting a blog or an affiliate website or any website, in fact. Are you using extensive automation to produce content on many topics? So this extensive automation is AI tools. Are you using blindly AI tools, churning out a lot of content and putting it out on the website without considering what value it will provide to the entire internet, to the people who will be reading your blogs? Are you keeping that in mind? Are you having enough checks to bring out quality content on your blog, on your website? That's what they are talking about. Are you mainly summarizing what others have to say without adding much value? So a lot of people, what they do is they will find what all websites are ranking, what are their headlines, what content they are talking about, what the content has a meaning. They will just reframe it and put it out in their blog post. So in nutshell, if I go to a Google and I'm searching for best laptop, all the top SERPs I will see that they are talking about the same things, same parameters, almost same ratings. So how is it going to help Google? How is it going to help me as an end user who is searching for a best laptop? If you are the one who is contributing to that, probably you are going to get hit hard, and especially if you don't have any authority. Again, they're talking about the same thing. Does your content leaves reader feeling they need to search again or get better information from other sources? Again, if you're not feeling satisfied with a blog post, you will go back and search again. So that is not a good signal for Google. Are you writing a particular word count because you have heard or read Google has preferred a word count? No, we don't. So skyscraper technique is going to get impacting a lot to people who are just adding one more product to make it a little more bulkier. If I have written 10 product reviews, you will write 12 products, then the third person will write 15. This is not value addition. You know it deep inside that you are not adding value. You are just bloating the content. You are just making your blog post bigger by increasing the word count, by increasing the number of products. So that is not going to help any end user. If I'm searching for best laptop, if you provide me a list of 15 laptops, I don't know if I will be really happy to read that. Do you decide to enter some topic area without real expertise, but instead mainly because you thought you would get search traffic? So this is the same thing which I discussed in my last video about, keyword research on a new website. You cannot select a website topic, a niche topic, or a topic for your blog just because you feel that there is a lot of traffic or low competition keywords. So let me start on that, because you won't be able to add value. Because if you have to add a value, you will have to do a lot of research. And are you ready to do that sort of a research? That you need to answer. And if you are not, just assuming that there is a low competition, and I might churn out a lot of content on that topic, I think that is not going to work in the future. Does your content promise to answer a question that actually has no answer, such as suggesting there is a release date for a product, movie, TV, when one isn't confirmed? I know a lot of stats and data is being churned out by a lot of bloggers. Just because there is no stat on a particular topic, they will come up with their own stats. 67.89% people feel XYZ. Are you doing that? So that is going to be picked up by Google. How? I'm not sure, but that is what they are telling. Is their AI, is their algorithm is going to be that strong to find out that you are just bluffing people? I don't know. Let's see. And last one, the most important, how does this update works? That is the main part. So they are saying that in the next 2 weeks, this will be rolled out step by step, day by day in parts. So it's not that on a Monday morning you wake up and this entire update has been rolled out. It will take 2 weeks to roll this update, just like the previous other updates. This update introduces a new site-wide signal that we consider among many other signals for ranking web pages. This is really important. They are saying they are going to introduce it as a site-wide, right, in all throughout your website. Like if they find out that you are not producing quality content, your entire website will be out of rankings. So this is really crucial. Another important thing they are talking about is if you are going to remove unhelpful content, does your rankings will be back? Will your site will be back in the rankings? How much time it is going to take? This is a scenario where if you get hit by this update and your site has been removed, and if you start removing unhelpful content, will your rankings be back? They are saying it might take a few months to actually figure out whether you have removed the unhelpful content or you have replaced it with the helpful content or not. So they will figure it out, but that will be a slow process which will take few months. So that's also very important. Is it going to be a manual action or a spam action? They are denying it. They are saying we are using a machine learning model. So that is how it is going to be. And they have clarified that this is going to be one of the new signal which will be added into the algorithm on the daily basis. So it is not going to be just that something has been rolled out, checked, and then it won't be checked again. It will be an ongoing process. Even if it's a new website, old website, it is going to be a part of the existing signals that Google evaluates. And yes, there's another important thing. Unhelpful content could still rank well. That is also important. If there are other signals identifying that people first content as helpful content and relevant to a query, it may rank an unhelpful content. So that is also an important thing which you need to note down. There is not enough content. They feel that you are not providing helpful content, but it still finds some takers, or it might be a little helpful to people, then they might show unhelpful content to its users. But I'm not sure how many unhelpful content will be shown by Google, because I think you check out any topic right now on Google, there will be a lot of content. So I'm not sure how it is going to work. So they are ending with that the signal is also weighted. So what does it mean? Sites with a lot of unhelpful content may notice a stronger effect. So if your website has, let's say, 100 posts and 70 of them are unhelpful, so you will be impacted a lot in comparison to a site which has a lot lesser unhelpful content. So let's say if I have 30 articles and 70 are really helpful, and if I start removing or improving those 30% of articles, I might recover faster, or I might not get that much of an impact on my site as compared to a site which has 70% of unhelpful content. This update impacts English searches globally to begin with. So that means the English, where the primary language is English, those websites will be impacted first, and slowly it will be expanded to other languages. So if you're writing in Hindi or some Spanish or other languages, probably you won't feel that impact right now. But it will be good to notice what exactly is happening on English websites that might come to your Hindi website or a Spanish website, and you should start improving once you start seeing results next week. So this was what is all about what this update will be. I hope this gives you some sort of a clarity. So let's take up those questions which could come up to people's mind, which I have taken it from Twitter and other social media channels. So let's take up future of AI content and AI tools. To be very honest, the future of AI content and AI tools will be there, but it won't be as easy as it was, just churning out whatever content you want and it will rank. That's not going to happen. It was not even happening before, but it is going to be more difficult. You can use AI maybe to get ideas, maybe to have your first draft of things you want in an article, but then it has to be heavily edited, then it has to be added new content into it, new angle into it, maybe a new take on it. Only then it is going to work. But yes, simply asking an AI tool to write an AI content and that should rank, that is not going to happen. So you have to do your research, you have to add your own angles. If this update is as strong as what Google is trying to project, like a penguin or a panda update, right? If this is also going to be of a similar capacity, it is going to hit hard. I'm guessing it is going to hit hard. Should you remove content to be on the safer side? If you are assuming that this update has not been started rolling out, I have my doubts, because in the past I have seen whenever they release a statement that an update is coming, they have already starting rolling out that update bit by bit. You may not be feeling an impact, but I guess they start doing it and then they release a statement. So that I'm assuming it will be there. And more importantly, a lot of your content will already be indexed. Even if it is an unhelpful content, it will be indexed. And Google will be knowing the basic parameters, the basic understanding of your entire website, your blog post, where do they stand. So maybe they might have started ranking all these websites, where they need to be there. So even if you remove, maybe it may not have that much of impact in helping you stay away from that update. I'm not sure. Again, this is a prediction. I'm guessing. Google algorithms are not as simple or as vanilla as people think they are. These are high-end machine learning algorithms. They do a lot of research, lot of testing before rolling out. So you need to take your call whether you want to remove a content. Personally, I think you need to wait what this update will be and then take a call. What happens if you get hit by an update? I think it's really simple. It's not going to be a cakewalk if you get hit by this. It will take a few months before you can recover from this. But yes, it will streamline a lot of your processes. You won't be producing 20 articles in a day using an AI tool. You won't be having thin articles and having a great on-page SEO and assuming it will rank. It's not going to rank. It's going to hit you hard. You will have to start removing your content or at least start improving your content. Even if you don't get hit by the update, you will have to improve your articles. In your heart, you know which all articles are there on your website, which are not useful, which are just written for the sake of search engine. You have to start improving before it gets hit. Even if you don't get hit by, let's say, in the next 2 weeks, you will have to improve them. Future of on-page SEO tools like Phrase, Surfer SEO, what is their future? I think they will also have to twist their algorithms because they also use a certain sort of an AI, to check the SERPs and then recommend certain entities and what you need to add as headings. You can understand the search intent, using these tools, but you cannot have same headings, same content republished, right? These tools were helping you do your research of the SERPs, not the research as a whole on a topic. It was helping you research the SERPs and then come up with your own ideas, writing content brief. So that will still be there because you need to understand what is the search intent, but then you will have to do your research to add your own value. Role of search intent in future. I think that is what I just covered. Search intent is more about understanding what user wants, not the search intent reflected by these tools. A lot of people think, okay, search intent is if this is a how-to question, so I have to find out what all 10, 15 things which other websites are talking about, I have to reframe it and write it beautifully, maybe add infographic and then put it across in front of people. No, you will have to find out, actually research it in an old school way, how people used to research it, or how journalists used to research about a given story or a given topic. PBN supported sites, link sellers, I think they are also gonna get hit, because what are PBN sites? These are very low value sites, right? So if low value sites are gonna be hit hard, so that means these PBN sites will be gone. They won't be there. So link sellers will get affected by this, I'm assuming, and I'm hoping this will have a bigger impact on PBN supported websites. I don't think so PBN will be that impactful if this update is as big as Panda or Penguin sort of updates. Informational content-centric sites that are solely monetized by ads. So this is also one of the game which a lot of people play. So affiliate content in the past has been hit hard by a lot of updates. So what people were doing, they were writing enormous informational content, no affiliate content or a very minimal affiliate content, and they were monetizing it heavily with ads, and they were earning very good amount. So are they going to get hit by this update? Again, I think yes, they will be. Maybe not as impactful as an affiliate website, but still they are going to hit, because if their informational content is just what other people are talking about and they are also reframing and writing in their own words, not adding any value, they are going to hit hard. Informational content will also get hit by this update. Will there be a manual penalty in GSE? I think we already discussed there won't be a manual penalty. It will be an algo-based penalty. And in general, I believe Google is sending out less manual penalties in general, because they don't want to increase their time dealing with all these manual penalty. You want a review, they will review it and they will let you know. They don't want to employ people on this activity. They will rather do it algorithmically, I am assuming, in journal. And this, obviously, they had made it clear, this is algo based, there will be no manual penalty. So I don't think so there will be manual penalty in journal. There will be a lot lesser manual penalties. They just squish the website without giving any signals what has happened to the site. Does this update kill smaller sites and we will see big authority websites? I hope so. It is not going to be the case, because then there won't be much diversity. Because then if you are a big player, you stay in the SERPs. If you are a small, you will never become a big player. So I am not hoping this is going to be there. But yes, it would be interesting to see if a wire cutter is talking about knives, they're talking about smart devices, then they're talking about protein shakes, protein powders. Is this going to work? I assume this might not work, because just because you have a big authority, that doesn't mean you are going to write on anything and everything. That shouldn't be there ideally. Let's see what happens. So I am just predicting. It's another prediction. Do we see a comeback of traditional style of writing backed by research? I think yes, a heavy yes. Because when you say write for a user, then the research is a must. You have to research your content. Without research, you tell me, how are you going to come up with a new original ideas, new original content? If I want to review my iPhone, am I going to go to the sites which I have already reviewed iPhone and then start writing, use my good copywriting skills and try to have a better article? No, I will have to review it. I have to come up with new ideas, what I have found in the phone, what is how their camera is working, what is different in their camera which I have not seen in the earlier versions. You will have to come up with a lot of ideas, and that could only happen if you are doing a thorough research of the product, not thorough research on the Google and finding out what other people are talking about. So yes, blogging or affiliate sites is not going to be easy, because we see a lot of junk in SERP. So we have to be very honest with ourselves. Do we see quality content being presented in SERPs? No. If I have to buy a laptop, like I said, or if I have to buy a smartphone, as an SEO, when I see those SERPs, I know this is all triggered by the superior SEO techniques and on-page SEO and backlinks. So Google just want to be more helpful, and I think it will be a good for SEO industry and in general for people. Otherwise, people will stop relying on Google slowly, maybe not in a year or two, but over a period of time. So these were the questions which I think a lot of people will have on their mind. I have tried to answer. I have given my take, my predictions on it. Let me know if you have more questions. Let me know in the comments. I'll try to give my view. And let's see what happens next week, or rather next 2 weeks, when this update will be rolled out. All I can say is good luck to me. I have a portfolio of affiliate websites. You might be having. Let's see what happens in the next 2 weeks. This is it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.